Yes.
Excuse me.
You guys were investigating these little shells that had been scraped out and gutted.
Yep.
There's kind of like this eerie silence hanging in this cavern area after the massive like ripping of noise from the thunderstep Calamacy had. You guys did like a brief searching around, and that's where we left it. Who wants to start us off? Who we had Emus, Bazoit, Boogie. Was everyone over by the lava, or
No, I just
No.
actually moved over there. I was over by the water.
I'm by this tunnel to the west. I was searching out the tunnels on that side.
okay, Calamacy? Your passive perception. You don't have Crow on you right now.
It would be 17 without Crow.
Okay. Okay. So, Bazoit, as you start making your way, walking over towards the lava, you can feel just the faintest vibrations in the ground. Clamsy. You hear what sounds like very, very soft, trying to be quiet footsteps coming from the west down a tunnel. Not the tunnel you're directly in front of, but a little off to your right.
Okay.
And it seems like the trembling grows quicker, and louder until after about just 8 seconds. First of all, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Are you doing anything hearing the footsteps and the trembling, everyone?
I am immediately going to ready myself.
I gotta look at pass without a trace. I think that would be beneficial for us. Nope.
Yeah, something sneaks up on me. I'm going to have my weapon ready.
It's bonking time.
Okay, so I would probably kind of crouch down, try to walk more softly to come up to like this corner over here, if possible. You're not coming through.
As you come up to the corner, you see coming down, tiptoeing, this vested child, this small drow child with a kind of short haircut, this kind of ashy gray hair. Mom, can you make it so that we can't hear him, please? Yeah. I don't know how he's coming through your side.
He FaceTimed me. Hold on.
So as you come around, you can see this kid walking up towards you. He seems to have a satchel on his side that's well worn. He's reaching into and pulling out this kind of long cylinder metallic tube type deal, making his way forward. And as your eyes and his meet, his eyes grow big. He's young. He's probably, 5 foot tall, maybe a little under 5 foot tall.
So he's like 4 inches away from being my height.
If he's a drow and he's supposed to be really young, he'd be like 3 foot, 3.5 foot.
No, he's like 4, somewhere
Fully
around
grown,
like 4'10".
fully grown drow are only like 4 foot tall.
No, they're not.
Really?
Yeah, why would they be so small? They live in caverns.
I thought
Massive
they were.
caverns with their own ecosystems.
No,
I thought they were
they
shorter
range,
than humans.
No, they range. They are shorter than humans, but not that short.
Oh, okay.
The top end height of a drow is about 5'5". For
Gotcha.
average. That's not a tall drow. That would be like the high end of average.
Right.
So yeah, he's probably like 4'10", 4'11". He doesn't look to be like, when I say child, I'm not trying to give you the impression he's like a 4 or 5-year-old. If he was a human, I would guess probably like 13ish, making his way forward. And it is at that time that Bazoit, to your right, the rock breaks through, shards go flying, and you watch as this massive creature comes plummeting through. All you see is this big old toothy maw, and I'll show you what it looks like.
Great. Why's it gotta come towards me?
Just because that's where you're standing.
I gotta get my 34 underdark words set up. Oh no.
That's what it looks like.
Let me go look.
Learning
That's a
underdark
problem.
is finally gonna pay off.
You only know how many words do you know?
34, and I selected very carefully.
The big purple thing, Michael?
Yeah, and he's gonna be represented in the game as this massive boulder snake that I've created.
Oh,
That's pretty
Lord
cool.
have mercy.
Why does this always have to happen to me?
Right.
So as he comes piling out, there's no teeth, no nothing. It's just this long tube with these teeth on it. This kind of, as it opens its mouth, its whole mouth, as it's coming right at you, takes a diameter of 10 foot. It's like a 10-foot diameter, and it might hit you briefly. That the width of its maw is pretty roughly the size of a lot of these surrounding tunnels around here. And it comes piling forward at you. I need everyone to roll initiative, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh, I rolled shit.
Oh. Yes. So, wait a second. Let me. Initiative saving, that's 20. You said initiative saving throw?
No,
No.
first
Dexterity saving
initiative
throw.
and dexterity saving throw.
Okay, well, my first throw was the first one he told me, which was the dexterity. So I don't get to add anything to that, right?
It'd be your dexterity, like if you're proficient. I don't know what your proficiency
Yeah,
are.
I'm not
look at
proficient in that thing. I rolled a nat 20, but I don't have any add-on.
Wow. Okay. Let me read this
Oh.
to you.
Please tell me that's a good thing.
If the target is a large or smaller creature, it must succeed a dexterity saving throw or be swallowed by the worm. A swallowed creature is blinded and restrained and has total cover against all attacks from the outside of the worm, and takes 66 acid damage at the start of each of the worm's turns.
Wow.
You needed to roll a 19, and you just rolled a 20. So as this thing comes booming out of the fucking thing, you're gonna jump back at just the moment, dodging as it plunges forward, overshooting you and past. It's gonna be like it's flying through the air. It's 80 foot long, so it's kind of hard for me to put it all in one spot at a moment. If you give me a second, I'll put it about how far it was able to get in its lunge, but it's heading this way.
I did.
Okay, what's everyone's initiative?
Emus got a 6.
Bezoit got a 10. Do you
Clemency,
remember?
20.
Do you remember our underdark words, Boogie?
Yours was a what, and Emus was a what?
Emus was a 6.
Okay, by this massive worm.
I had a 10, Michael.
Dang, dude, Tammy rolled a higher initiative than you.
I blew it on my saving throw.
You needed that saving throw.
So, yeah, you'd be inside the stomach. If you were 1 or 2 lower, you would be inside the stomach right now, going with that worm. So that boy, you watch as he turns, seeing this creature blow through. He turns and makes a dead sprint backwards. He's going to be sprinting this way. Clemency, it's your turn.
Okay. Shit. I don't know. I didn't have any plans. I don't really want to fight this big ass worm, if I'm being honest.
I mean, is it really fighting us, or is it just happen to be passing by at the right time?
I think
It
that
just
my
tried to swallow
thunderous,
me.
I think my thunderous boom attracted it to this pool of water when I got Tammy out of it, and now
Ah,
it's coming to eat us.
gotcha. That sounds like a reasonable line of thought.
So you're gonna hold
So
Yeah, I think I'd want to hold. I don't have any plans. I like holding my turn. That's a good option.
I was gonna say, do you want to go down one of these tunnels?
Boogie. I don't even know if you'd be able to really. Yeah, you'd see her. You would see her. I just looked at your angle. You could see her. But yeah, she turned around and because she was dealing with the drow, and then would have turned around and saw this thing mid going through the air.
And almost eating Bazoit.
Yeah. So its mouth is now like over past the water. It's over here, right? Yeah. Okay. But it moved pretty stinking quick too, so that doesn't give me any reassurance. Uh-huh. Oh, nice.
I think we
Out
should
of here.
maybe we should try to follow after that.
That drow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The oh.
You are underneath. You're gonna do a swipe by when you run. As you would be running up close to it, you would see this very thick layer of mucus surrounding the exterior of its body. Yeah. If as you're did you sprint? Okay, then no, you can't. Is that the end of your turn? Agatha's gonna turn. Her eyes get wide, and she's gonna go into ready mode. She's going to run um, back this way. Bazoit.
I am going to run.
Run.
Run. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
And then I'm gonna do my dash. Okay. I'm
Tammy,
probably just
like
in perfect place for him to turn around and bite me again.
Oh, thanks. Right to me.
Tammy holding one of those like charred exoskeleton things, kind of like fumbles around, reaching for her hand crossbow. She reaches into her pouch. Emus.
Okay. Can I roll some sort of animal handling check or something to try to determine what type of monster this is and what their behavior is like, typically?
I will allow you to roll a nature check.
Nature check. Cool.
You can tell by the way it is.
13.
Yeah, you've heard of these creatures, though you've never seen one in person. They're pretty commonly known. They also have been known to go to the surface briefly on occasion.
Oh,
It is a
shit.
purple worm. It is a gargantuan monstrosity.
Are they. Do I have. I mean, have I heard any rumors that like they're super aggressive or anything? Or.
Yeah, they're super aggressive. They're like some of the most dumbest, driven purely by instinct creatures.
Oh, no.
They have an insatiable hunger. They constantly are digesting, eating everything they come across. They excrete precious metals from the stone that they eat, so they're like sought after by hunters and stuff. But they're one of the biggest nuisances in, like, you might have learned this in school. One of the first things any settlement does in the Underdark is try to ward their settlement from purple worms.
Interesting.
I would like to put without a trace on us as fast as possible.
Is that the end of your turn, Amos?
No. I am going to... Hold on 1 second, I'm reading up on a spell. I'm going to cast Animal Friendship on it. I have to be within 30 feet, so I'm actually going to take a few steps closer. 5, 10, 15, 30. There we go. And I'm going to reach out to it with this magic and reach out to its mind and trying to calm it and pacify it and direct it away from us.
As your magic reaches out like tendrils towards its mind, it finds nothing. And the spell fails.
Has an intelligence of 4 or higher?
It's not a beast.
Oh, come on. All right, fine. Well, after seeing that fails, I'm going to turn. Seeing that we're kind of separated by this. Is this thing on the ground, or is it like kind of propped up in the air at the moment?
It is literally like mid-air, like flying through the air.
Or the air, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to turn back towards Tammy and say, quick, get back! And then I'm in my turn. I can't do anything else.
You hear heavy footsteps of sprinting, and then you hear like a fuse has been lit.
Where?
Calamasy and Bazoit would hear this coming out of the
Okay.
west tunnel.
Damn it. He's probably gonna collapse it so we can't follow and the worm slows down some.
You hear something clang, and then you hear, and as the creature is burrowing into the stone, 1 second. Like right before it goes into the stone, its head like cocks toward the sound of the explosion, and then disappears into the stone. So it's like 80 foot long, but like it is in the process of, at this moment, probably its tail would be like right here on its way into the hole. You know what I mean? Because its movement speed is less than its length, so it's kind of awkward.
Alright.
No, it's still in your range. Here, let's put it like right there. Oh, okay. Calamasy, what are you doing?
I would like to glance down that tunnel and I would also like to roll stealth as I'm making this way to try to make my footsteps softer.
Okay, if you're gonna actively stealth, know that your movement speed will be reduced to 20.
Did she cast that spell on us?
No, I have to be within 30 feet, so I
Oh.
wasn't going to cast it yet. 16 plus 15.
16 plus 15 stealth.
Yeah.
Without pass without a trace.
Yeah, I have expertise on it, which puts it at plus 15.
Okay.
God damn.
So 31.
Okay. So like a ghost floating above the ground, you make your way. How far are you going?
5. That far.
Are you yelling, or is that the end of your turn?
No, I didn't want to yell anything. I'm trying to be quiet. I wanted to look, see if like anything was collapsed, or if it was literally just a distraction that he
Okay.
was
You
using.
have an action left if you'd like to make a perception check.
Yes. And nat 20 with 727.
So, tell me exactly what you're looking at him for.
I wanted to assess what the boom was, if it was a distraction, if it was trying to collapse the tunnel.
So it came from button hooked around to the right of where he is, which as he's coming now, and as you're at a different angle, you can kind of see the faintest glow of like this soft green light coming from around the corner. Like as he'd be running into it, you'd see his shadow kind of cast along the southern wall.
Hmm.
And you can see a pouch on his side that looks like hanging out of the side of it is this kind of entanglement of like rolled up silky material, kind of like the fish string that you'd seen back on the fishing pole. And he is reaching in to pull out another one of these cylindrical devices that he has.
So
As
I
far
would
as like damage wise, you couldn't see where the explosion was or anything. It just made a very loud pow.
Okay. I would end my turn trying to look not menacing and threatening, like I'm trying to hunt him down and kill him. Just communicate with him.
Boogie. Okay, make a attack roll. So as you head up and hit it, there's like these. Here, I'll show you a picture. There's like these hardened kind of exterior plates that surround it, and your blade comes into contact with one and harmlessly bounces off of it. Okay, roll damage. Okay, give me a second. That one hits. Roll damage for that too. Give me a second. I gotta write out this down. A total of 15 slashing damage. All right, so as you cut into it, this kind of that mucous membrane separates beneath your blade, and the flesh cuts open. It feels pretty tough. Like that second cut, you were just able to cut into the flesh of the creature, and this kind of bile rolls out. It's this mixture of blood and this kind of greenish mucus-looking stuff coming out of its skin. You're gonna follow behind it. Okay, I would. Yeah, it is heading north actually, and I do want to point out you would notice a pretty sizable stinger sticking out the tail end of this creature. Yeah, its tail end is going through, like it's more than halfway through the stone, tunneling. So it's like back end is still up in the area. Okay. Okay, go ahead and move your guy. That's a picture of the stinger.
And how do
just so
we
you know.
know that he has a stinger?
You can see it coming out of him. I just posted pictures of what the tail end looks like.
It couldn't be a small one, like a baby. A little
Nah, it's
baby purple
gargantuan.
worm.
All right, Boogie, is that the end of your turn? Okay. A firebolt comes running through the air, lighting up the cavern, and smacks across the mucus, but doesn't seem to do any damage to the creature. Bazoit.
So when she went in there, did I get any sense of whether it was safe in there or not safe or anything?
You know what you know. You heard the loud explosion. That's about it.
All right. From this angle, I should be able to see Cal, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say, Cal, is it safe?
You say to this like creeping forward figure that's inching her way stealthily forward.
I know.
Oh, crap.
I
Does
would
she have her
just,
hood? Do you have your hood on?
You already said it, buddy.
yeah. I would just kind of like, not fully glare, but kind of like exasperated, like turn my head and look at you like nails on a chalkboard just happened.
And Bazoit, you'd see Calamity turn and look at you, and the Drow turn back and look with wide eyes, kind of in fear at the two of you.
So my hands would have still been up in like a, while I was glaring back.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm going to, I mean, I've blown it now. I'm going to come this, that's as far as I can go, closer to her. And that's it.
Tammy finally fumbles through, grabs a hold of her hand crossbow, takes a shot.
That's gonna do nothing to this thing.
She actually just rolled in that 20.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but she's like a tic tac to this thing.
So she's going to do 4 piercing damage with her crit. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 damage. Just 6 damage. Little sticks into the side. Doesn't seem to affect the creature really at all. Doesn't flinch or move or anything like that. Ebus.
I'm gonna kind of rush back over to Tammy. Kind of turn back, kind of protectively alongside of her. Kind of look down at her, give her a slight smile, and say, "Don't waste your bolts on that thing. It won't do anything to it."
Are we just going to let it go?
I'm gonna kind of raise my eyebrows.
No, she's saying hopefully. Like, it's not like she's upset about the matter. Like,
Oh.
it, like She hopes you let it go.
I'm gonna shake my head and say, I think we should only fight it if it's actively after us.
She nods in agreement.
And then I'm going to kind of push her back behind me a little bit more and say, let's be on alert and wait till it clears, and then we'll cross over and join the others.
You watch
And
as the. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go on alert list, trying to listen for it as it leaves and listen for vibrations and stuff to see if it's heading back our way.
So you would feel it still heading. It seems like the vibrations are getting a little duller as it's plowing its way northward. So the tremors are getting lesser and lesser around you. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
So you watch as the boy disappears from your vision. And as he does, as he gets further and further, you can see his shadow growing larger and larger on this wall.
It's a lot of light.
Clemency.
So, Bazoy, I'm going to try to go after him and try to communicate. I don't really understand why a kid's by himself here, but he seems to be fishing in that area. He had that spool of thread that we saw on that big pole stinger thing.
Oh. Well, I guess I wouldn't know that yet. Never mind.
Interesting. Okay.
10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15. That is as far as I can go. For sure.
The explosion that the drow just did. Oh. So he's headed towards us.
He's heading away from us because of what the drow did.
Oh.
Do I need to roll another sneak for that turn? Yeah, I was attempting to be stealthy. I did. So 11 plus 15, 26. You're not coming through, Michael.
Seeing what everyone else is doing, Agatha's going to start haul-assing as well. Bazoit.
I am going to continue. Okay. That
Ken
is
looks
it.
over at Emus. Where are they going? What's going on?
I'm not sure, but let's catch up to them.
She looks at the distance and looks over at you. Would you mind carrying me?
With a slight chuckle, Emus is gonna will his chest piece to form some like basic stirrups and straps on his back and hold out a hand to hoist Tammy onto his back.
She gets up on your back like a little backwards Bjorn.
Dude, it's all coming together. I have a small person on my back with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Just like the meme.
It's been done.
And then Emus is going to, I guess, dash. I'm not going to waste any more spells. 10, 15, 20,
You are
25,
very spell
30,
happy.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Because I have some cool magic I want to try using.
I know. Where did who go? He got rid of it. He dismissed it, I thought.
Yeah.
No,
Did you not?
he's
You
still
didn't
with me.
dismiss it? Is he?
No, yeah,
Yeah, it grew legs when it got on land.
yeah.
His little
Because it's
Is
not
there-
water bound. It just has water features. Yeah, that guy.
He's an amphibian.
Aw, that's a baby shark. Doot, 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 doot.
So you see Emus running up with this halfling on, or is this gnome on his back and this fucking shark crab running next to him.
Shark crab sounds fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it does.
The shadow grows bigger and then it disappears. One second. Okay. Climate.
It's seeing the shadow disappear. I'm gonna kind of sigh.
Like the shadow just disappeared from this. Like it got bigger,
Yeah.
bigger, 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 and then basically looked like it went past the source of light.
But I feel like I think it's a bad call for us to keep going without the rest of the group with that worm out on the loose. I think we should wait here until they catch up to us. Unless you think we should keep going just to see. I kind of want to at least look around the corner.
I think she's talking to you, Zoe.
I was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
5, 10. Would that be double movement speed getting up there?
No, it's not meant to be that drastic.
Okay.
It's just to show elevation difference.
15.
It'd be like more like a steep kind of
Once.
smooth ramp type deal.
Okay. 5, 10.
It's the first map I've ever made, man. Chill out.
I just wanted to make sure I was doing the math correctly and not cheating. And I will roll another stealth roll.
Oh, Emus, you guys would see the tail end of that thing right here, by the way. The worm further in this tunnel.
Right.
34, baby.
34 for what? Your stealth?
Yeah. A 19.
So the ghost of
rolling all my
Clamsy
good
continues
rolls.
to patrol. Is that the end of your turn? Alright. Boogie woogie. If you guys die in the Underdark, know that I love you and it's been a fun campaign.
Well, I can't hear you. You're kind of quiet today.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me
And
turn
he
this
was
up.
loud for me. I had to turn him down.
Oh, maybe I'll just have to turn them up.
I got the good mic out again.
There we go. That's better.
That's better. What is that from?
That's from The Office.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when he's
When he's,
impersonating Dwight, and he puts on
That's
the
it.
fake glasses. And is like, that's better.
I can picture the tonality of it and everything, but all right, Agatha's gonna come.
Wait, what's Boogie doing?
He said he ran up there.
Sorry, I didn't hear him say anything.
Airs beats Battlestar Galactica.
That was not a joke, Jim. So Agatha runs up, casts kind of a nervous look over at Boogie, and she's preparing another spell in her hand. You see a flicker of fire come into her palm. Zoit.
I am just going to come over to the side here and chill out, wait for my party to come and try not to screw up.
Why are you so hard on yourself, damn?
Well, I screwed up her stealth earlier, so I'm going in this little nook though, just in case this worm decides to come down this tunnel. at least I have a little bit of protection, and I'm ready.
Emus.
Okay. I'm going to keep trucking along. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
The crab. All right. Give me 1 second. You hear in the distance, Clamsy, a faint, like another one of those things has been lit.
Okay. $11. 26 for stealth. Am I able to see anything from the... Oh, I can kind of see some stuff.
So as you come around the corner, you would see this kind of massive glowing, basically like a tree, but it's this massive fungus, and then
that's so
underneath
cool.
of it, a ton of this algae growing. And in the corner, there seems to be this heavily obscured entrance. You don't see the boy anywhere, but you do see this kind of
Viney covered.
yeah. It's
stuff.
not. They're not vines, but it's an
Oh.
underdark plant covering this entrance. It is a vine-esque, but it's not a vine that you'd seen before.
Okay.
Sir Boog. Okay. Taking your hint, Agatha's gonna roll up next to you. Do you think it travels by sound? And she's gonna kind of take a step actually away from the wall. Wait.
I am just gonna hold tight until I see my comrades. And when I see them, I'm gonna put my finger to my lips, like.
You do feel the trembling. The trembling of the ground seems to be, as it was going away, it seems to be kind of doing a slow kind of turn. It doesn't seem to be getting further away anymore.
I'm gonna say into the hood for anybody that has their hood that I believe it's turning around to come back.
Dude, that just made me remember. Does anyone remember if when we handed the stealth stuff over to Tammy, that if I put the telepathic cloak back on? I can't remember if I did or didn't. I don't think I did.
I don't believe.
I don't recall.
Okay. Damn. Should have done that. Yeah.
Do you think would Emus have done that? Would he have put the cloak back on? Do you have any other cloak on right now?
Well, yeah, because I gave the cloak I was wearing, the elven one, to Tammy to pair with the boots, and then that a Boogie loaned to her, and then because I gave Tammy the telepathic cloak originally. No,
Agatha.
I gave it to Agatha. That's right. Yep. Never mind. So I don't even have it. So I don't have a cloak right now. Cool. Got it. Thanks all. Figured out the
I
great
really
mystery.
want to get a sending tattoo. I don't know.
Are you moving, Emus?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. We're gonna still 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
I'm so
40.
distraught I don't have my cloak.
45, 50, 55, 60. I'm gonna run up. Not really panning, but I'm trying to catch my breath. That was a long way to run, carrying somebody, and I'm gonna be like, hey guys, what was making those loud booms?
You're
Agatha
whispering
turns
that,
and
right?
she puts
I
her
know.
finger to her mouth, like a vein sticking out of her forehead.
Agatha does. I'm gonna kind of screech to a halt and, oh, sorry. What's going on?
She raises an eyebrow. That fucking thing's out there, dude. What do you mean, what's going on? The vibration seems to get closer yet. The ground begins to rumble more and more, and you hear a second coming from deeper past that vine cluster. Calamitous.
Uh, I think I'm gonna
You still
start.
waiting? What are you doing? You're just gonna start heading?
Yeah, I just want to observe. I want to stay here observed.
Okay.
I'm here to observe nature, not disturb it.
I
BZ.
am going to pull out my scroll of circle of power, and I'm going to softly say the words Orbis de Potentia, and that will allow a magical energy around me for centered on me and 30 foot in a circle around me. Everybody, every friendly creature in that area has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. And when they succeed on a saving throw made against a spell or a magical effect that allows it to make a saving throw to take only half damage, instead it takes no damage if it succeeds on a saving throw.
How long does that last?
10 minutes.
Got it.
All right. Emus.
Huh? Well, there's drows, obviously.
Emus.
Okay. Kind of watching the party observe what's. Oh, well, Calamitous way up there. Well, I'm just gonna start creeping forward. 5, 10, 15, 20,
You still stealthing?
25, 30. I never started. 35, 40, 45,
Don't be
50,
coming up at me
55.
all loud as fuck.
Fine, I'll stealth up. 50, 55, 60.
Well, if you're
Yes, I
stealthing, you can
stealth.
only go to here.
Oh. Okay, well, that's
That's a rule that I learned over this week that I didn't realize that when you're stealthing, you're supposed to have 2/3 movement speed.
Oh. Yeah, I did not know that. And I did not roll really good. 10.
The rumbling continues. The tremors getting heavier and heavier. Does appear to be getting closer.
Bloody hell.
We all feel this.
Yes. Calamitous. It's your turn. You can hear past the vine. It sounds like something busting through stone, similar to how it sounded when the worm initially came crushing through.
Okay.
What did you say his movement speed was?
Who's?
The purple worm.
Oh, I'm not going to tell you that. He's 80 foot long, though.
Well, I know that you said his movement speed wasn't as long as he is.
Checkmate, DM.
Seems reasonable.
Sorry, I'm trying to get close enough to be able to put pass without a trace on all of us. But I can't. So I guess I would be prepping. Oh, I needed to roll stealth. 18 plus 15. 33.
You fail. You're the noisiest in the group. Okay.
No!
And you're not close enough to cast Pass Without a Trace, but you guys watch as Calamity starts making her way back towards you guys. You gotta talk, or are you still trying to keep it real quiet?
I'm trying to keep it real quiet with that worm going into an open area. And I don't know if it's able to move faster through open stuff versus through rock.
So you can still take an action to go double your feet for a total of 40, if you wanted to. Yeah, the only actions for like ability check like that take up actions are things that require active things like investigations, perceptions, but things that require just passive movement or like knowledge checks, for instance, like nature or things like that in the middle of combat, are not. They are not considered actions. I hurry up. I guess gonna make her wait forward too. Sorry, did I cut your turn off? Bazoit.
I um I am just gonna hold tight and wait for orders from my captain. Oh, captain.
Okay, as that massive, you guys down here would have heard the echoes of that sound of it coming through a wall, and you would feel the vibrations. This wall right here in particular, you would have felt vibrate during the initial explosion.
Oh, so we're just right in his mouth region.
And I'm gonna say, yep.
Sir Emus.
Okay. I'm going to start creeping up. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, I don't understand something though. Why are you guys all going forward if Calamity's coming back?
Well,
She's
because it would be easier for me to be able to cast if everybody was closer than me wasting my movement speed to keep continue while I'm
Gotcha,
waiting for you
gotcha.
guys.
So when Boogie asked me if I was coming, am I allowed to go or do I have to wait my next turn? Because I held my turn last time.
Oh, if you held your turn, then you could go.
Okay, thank you.
You hear in the distance, you guys hear kind of muffled through some kind of obstruction. Woo, woo, woo! Like someone like it sounds like a young male voice making noises trying to get attention.
From around the corner where Cal just came from?
Correct. Quite a bit of ways down in there, like it'd be pretty distant, but you do hear it. And you would hear kind of a from the behind this wall. pretty muted, but it's so big that it actually like it's the sounds from it vibrate the walls. Clamsy. Correct.
Holy moly.
Okay. So just making sure everybody's within 5, 10, 20, 6 tiles. Ooh, Agda, you just barely made the cut, you cheeky girl. Okay. So I would use my armor to cast Pass Without a Trace on us for 1 hour, giving us a +10 to our stealth rolls. And I would then turn around and start oh, wrong way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I will do another stealth roll. Oh man, thank God we have +10 now. 8
plus 15 plus 10. Shut up.
plus 10. 33. If you want to continue to stealth, that's what he said.
With the creature having tremor sense, yes. Sir Boogie. This spell's broken, dude. Okay.
Phew.
It only lasts for an hour.
How many turns is that?
Dag knew it.
100 turns. No, it's 60 turns. 100 turns. Yes. Yeah, I was trying to figure something else out. Okay. You're pretty confident that you're not making a whole lot of noise as the spell affects you guys. Yeah. You probably feel like spirits walking over the ground. You doing anything else, Boogie?
Naruto running.
I have a 24 for stealth with her +10, that is. And I'm gonna go ahead and do my dash to get up with her. And now I can see what she saw earlier, right?
The glowing mushrooms. Mushroom tree.
So pretty.
Yeah, as you come around the corner, you see the source of light in the side of the room. And it actually appears like through the vines, off to the right, through the vines, there's actually more glows of blues and greens and whites glowing.
Very pretty.
Oh, you guys can see over the wall. Yay! All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, sorry. I was looking at your fancy mushroom.
Emus.
Okie dokie. I'm going to creep. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to roll a 10 plus 8 plus 10. 28 for stealth.
Very nice. Tammy's kind of gripping down on your shoulders. You crab walking up next to you. Let me roll a stealth check for it.
It has a dex of +0.
So, did it get past without a trace?
I mean, it's been right next to me this entire time, so.
8 creatures. I believe so.
I will look.
Any creature, each creature within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Wahahaha.
So it rolls a 25 on its stealth.
What?
Yes, it rolled a 15 plus 10. You guys see the creature come piling through this very large shake, and you can see its head come crashing through just beyond the vines as it's heading westward. Yeah, it'd be Clamsy and Bezoit would see the head. And then you hear again that boy yelling out, "Woo! Woo! Woo!" trying to get the attention.
So he's trying to get the attention of that worm? From what art we think?
That could be a possible likely deduction. Clamsy.
Okay. So 5, 10. I'm gonna move up closer to these guys. So what are we wanting to do here, guys?
I think we should just keep after the drow. I mean, if he lives down here, he obviously knows a safe place to
But-
live.
The worm's going after where he's at now.
Well, if I don't think he's attracting the worm because he's suicidal. I'm pretty sure he has a plan. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right, Captain.
All right, so that was 10, 15, 20,
Fast.
5, 10, 15.
To answer your previous question, though, Seth, this thing has the lowest intelligence of any creature I've ever seen in D&D.
It's like, is it the negatives?
Yeah, he has a one intelligence, a -5.
15, 20, 30. 10. $30 for my stealth roll.
I'm a homo for sapiens. Okay.
I'm cuckoo for coochie.
I'm cuckoo
No,
for
you're
cock.
not.
Ew.
Woogie, woogie, woogie. Bezoit.
I am going to follow my captain. What the heck?
I fucked up, sorry.
It's like, what the heck? All right.
E must.
Okie dokie.
Hey, wait. Can I see that creature's head still?
Yeah, it'd be like, well, you'd see the creature's like neckish area. It'd be like
How
on its
far
way,
is he
but yeah.
from me? Is he within 60 feet of me or further?
So he is heavily obscured, but he is
Oh, yeah, he's far.
yeah, 80, 90 something, 100 something.
Okay.
135.
Thank you.
I'm gonna whisper up to Tammy. Are you gonna be okay up there for now?
She whispers back in your ear, a little wetter than comfortable. Yeah, I'm okay.
Ew. Don't like that. All right. 5, 10.
Get off me,
15,
you moist
20.
gnome.
Actually, that'd be 20. Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I roll a 18, 28, 38. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. 26, 36.
Okay. So yeah, super quiet. You guys just make your way into this cavern. It's crazy. Creature's going to move. And it seems to kind of pick up an angle a little bit more northward as the rest of its body comes plowing through past those vines area. And again, you hear two kind of like whoo whoo, and then as soon as the creature starts like angling its body northward, the whoop is cut off, and it sounds like he just stops. Clamsy.
Sorry, I was making chicken nuggets for Gar.
How dare you?
I would like to restart my movement. Actually,
As you get to that point, it'd be your shadow looking pretty big on the wall back here.
can I? Honestly, I don't know what information I want to get out of this. I just wanted to come closer and look at the glowing mushroom because I've never seen one.
Okay. Upon like as you get closer to it, it doesn't seem to have like any, it's not like a sentient plant with nefarious means. It doesn't seem like it's gonna lash out and get you or nothing.
Okay, that's good to know. Does the stalk look more still mushroomy, or does it kind of have more of like a tree texture to be tougher? Does it look like it's been growing there for a long time?
It looks like the skin of the tree is it's not barky, but it's also not exactly like the mycelium up on the surface. It's this kind of odd like squashy hard exterior, kind of like what like an overgrown squash where it kind of gets those like bulges out and the kind of bubbles and the hard skin and stuff. It has that
Okay.
kind of texture.
Okay.
Boogie. Someone's got Boogie's mind. Watch out. You have advantage on saving throws.
Hmm.
You say hold up. Agatha moves up. Bazoit.
Okay, so answer me this. Do I roll my stealth before or after I move?
You're supposed to roll it before you move so that it doesn't influence the way that you move, because you don't know whether you're going to be stealthy before or after. Like before you move, you can't be like, I'm going to move there, because if you roll a shitty stealth, you're likely to change your course of action. So before.
Right. So should be rolled after my move?
No, it should be rolled beforehand.
Well, if I roll a crappy
Oh
one,
yeah.
wouldn't I just say stealth?
You're right. I had it backwards in my head.
Oh, okay. I was like, I think we're saying the same thing. All right. And sorry about my animals. Woo-hoo-hoo! Is that the right dice? It is. 27.
Nice, including pass without a trace, or is it 37?
That's with her. Pass
Nice.
without a trace. Yeah. I know. I was like, that can't be the right dice. It is the right dice. Yes.
Emus.
Okie dokie.
And am I allowed to wait a minute? Am I still allowed to go my full speed, or do I have to back off too?
Yeah, if you're stealthing, you have to back off.
Okay, back me off too, please. Thank you. I didn't dash. I just moved. So
I'm gonna come up here, and with my history of my parents being mushroom farmers, I want to try to identify this mushroom and see if I can
Hang
tell
up.
anything about it.
Hang up.
Okay, go ahead and roll a nature check, and I will allow it to be either a +2 or advantage. It's your choice.
I'll just take advantage. 7 and 18.
So it appears to be a luminous mushroom, pretty common to the underdark area. It is exclusive to underground areas. It can be found. The only time on the surface can be found is like inside of mountains and things like that, like inside of cavern systems. It's sought after for its luminescent properties, and can be used as like spell components for spells that require like a luminescent or glowing moss and things like that.
Do I know if it's edible or is it poisonous?
It is not poisonous, and the light produced from the mature mushrooms actually provides like a light source for other growth.
Huh.
Like it acts almost like an artificial sunlight type deal.
I'm gonna take one of the vials that I have, empty vials that I have, and I want to try to like scrape up some of the spores from it into the vial.
Okay, did you dash over to get there? I think you did.
I think so.
Okay, so you're gonna reach in, pull out your vials, ready to scrape them, and then next turn you'll be able to scrape
Okay.
now.
Got it.
As the earth is like shaking very heavily, just probably 50 feet in front of you, this purple worm barrows its way, and you can feel it crunching away at the earth and moving northward away from you toward this drow. I wish it couldn't show his name, but that's okay. You hear now a little bit further away, one last whoop, whoop. Clemency. Emus coming up next to you, reaching into his vials to pull out the shit. What you doing?
The worm's butt, has it gone through to its next location, or is it still trailing behind?
You cannot see the butt anymore.
Did it leave anything behind?
Those vines are really thick. Kind of hard
That's
to tell.
fair.
You're welcome to
I
make a
thought he
perception
shot
check.
through this room. My bad. 5, 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. So first I'll roll stealth. $43, and I would like to roll a perception. See if I can see anything through the vines. A 17.
Did you dash to get there?
Yes, but it's a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Of
What was your
course it
perception?
is.
What was your perception?
17.
So it seems like there might be some kind of light blue stone on the ground. Kind of a sizable chunk, about the size of a fist.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. But wait.
Well then.
Wow, he went far.
Okay.
Did you roll your stealth?
What's your stealth roll? Okay. Yeah, I feel like with your guys's, unless you basically crit fail, All right, what are you doing?
1, 2,
Cool.
8. All right, let's see if I roll a crit fail now that he told me how to do it. Oh, 25.
Okay, you miss.
Scooping the spores up into the vial.
All right. They do come off. As they flake off, it does seem like the spores themselves do have like this greenish color, and they do have this kind of luminescent property. Like it almost looks like if you were to, like, mix it with water and shake it up, it'd be almost like a glow stick kind of deal.
I'm not trying to fill up the vial, but I'm trying to gather as much as I possibly can, of course, in one turn or one action.
Okay. I rolled. You're able to, in one turn, your vial is like a tubular small vial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to get a substantial amount. It's about probably a little under half full of spores.
And then I'm gonna put the stopper back on and kind of hold it over my shoulder without looking back, kind of expectantly.
And Tammy grabs it. Nice.
And then I'm gonna keep moving forward. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I rolled 20, 30. Kind
That's
of
what
what I
I
was
was
thinking.
thinking too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought you guys are gonna do something like alchemy with it. Okay, you're just wanting Angelo to
No,
do something.
yeah. Grow them underneath under the deck of the ship, to have lighting down there, so we don't have to have fire to light everything.
To be fair, I think those shards would work out well for that.
Well, that too. Well, that's something else we could do too. We could export it back to our town and have them grow them in the mines that
Yeah.
they already have, and use it to export it from that. Yeah. No.
Calamacy, what are you doing?
All right. I would like to try and scramble up and through those vines to see what's going on the other side.
But a memento. Okay, so as you come up through the vines, you see this kind of like it's this stone ramp up through this kind of stone archway, and you can see the little drow up at the top of that archway, turning to make his way further up, and then to your right you would see this massive hole where the worm came through the wall and destroying a section of one of those mushroom trees that is growing down here, one of 3.
Dang. Okay. Could you put me right on the other side of the vines? I got stuck in the rock. Thank you.
I'm listening to a great playlist right now called A Playlist for 19th Century Villains Scheming Against His Enemies. It's all classical music, and it's awesome.
Why don't you share it, bro?
Good.
It's okay. I understand. If no one else wants to hear it. Is that the end of your turn, Caitlin? Clamsy.
Yes, but I would move over this way a little bit more.
And down
And
there appears to be way more mushrooms underneath these larger ones.
these are considered larger than the one we just went past.
No. Like at the base, like there's a bunch of little ones underneath these ones, like much more than were on the other one.
Like these are the. Oh, interesting. I wonder why this side's not scavenged, but the other one is. Maybe it rotates. A stealth roll. Oh man. 4 plus 15 plus 10. 29. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. You probably got one more, I thought. So the vines are not like they're basically. It appears that the way they're set up, they're not like interwoven tightly to like obstruct movement or anything. It almost seems like it's like kind of just a concealment type deal, kind of a drape over to prevent vision, essentially. Yeah, kinda, yeah.
I loved those.
Azoid.
Okay. How much is it between here and over the rocks? It won't let me take it. It won't let me walk it over there, Mike.
I get you. Yours are always the craziest. Like your character is the one that goes flying to some other part of the map. That's fucking insane.
And I am going to move myself off to the side as well so that I'm not interfering.
Agreed.
Is everyone
well-
so if instead of like just walking, can you guys tell me as a group, are we pursuing the drow? What are we wanting to button hook and explore this cavern area? Are we wanting to chase the worm? What's the deal?
I am trying to make contact with the drow.
I am
Emus is
following Captain.
Emus is content with also following the drow. Well, it sounds like never mind. It doesn't matter. Yep.
Okay.
My reasoning behind it is because maybe he knows of a way of like a route back up towards the surface. Or something.
So
He's got to
do
have
you,
some type of knowledge,
do you
hopefully.
guys mind if I do a minor cutscene from basically from
You can't protect people using what?
So are you guys cool with me doing a cutscene that exists about 40 tiles ahead
Sure.
instead of us
Yeah, I
baby
don't
stepping up to it?
care.
Okay. So as you
Amos,
guys
your
make
character looks really cool, by the way.
Thanks.
Sorry.
oh jeez, fuck. No, it's okay.
I'll
Compliments
just
are allowed.
fangirling over here.
If you're gonna interrupt me, I'd rather it
His
be a compliment.
wings.
So as you guys come up here, 1 second, because he would have kept going, so he's gonna move up as well. As you guys come through the archway, I would like everyone to make an intelligence check for me.
Great. My lowest.
Same.
Whoa. Nice. I really hope I'm not wasting all my good rolls.
I just got it at 22.
I got an
Like
18.
Is it a saving throw?
I got a 20. Not 20, but it doesn't count. Yeah.
Oh, actually, circle of power. Roll at advantage.
Oh. Do I get to add my initiative to that?
No.
Oh, thank God, because I rolled in that 1.
Okay. 18.
I have a question.
What?
Is it a saving throw or just regular intelligence?
Regular intelligence.
8.
Wait. No, it is a saving throw. It is a saving throw.
Oh, that's better. I have a +7.
That's my bad. I misread the thing. Okay, so as you come up,
13.
who had above a 16?
I did.
Emus.
I had an 18.
You guys would become immediately aware as you come through this archway of an illusion spell. And as you come through, you would immediately become aware of it. And this facade of stone would disappear on the side here, revealing another kind of long string of concealment vines.
East or west?
West. And as you guys get to this point, another psst would come out, and you would see this drow throwing another one of these sticks out in the distance eastward. And from your perception, let me see. Yeah, you guys see
Emus
in the
would like to
distance
react.
pools of lava, and you can
Ooh.
see what looks like this odd creature you might have learned about in school called a kotoa, maybe. They're pretty obscure, kind of frog humanoid-esque creatures. And you also see a beholder in the distance, almost like these creatures are servants to this beholder running around, and it looks like the drow threw the stick directly toward the direction of the beholder.
Smart
A little
or
bit.
also wild child.
Hmm.
Emus, what are you doing? It is your turn.
I can't
Um,
help but to like this little drow.
Is
Me
there any?
too.
Is there any way for me to be able to react and take a shot
At what?
at the bomb?
So the bomb is on the ground. Let me roll to see how far he threw it real quick, and then I'll show you where it is.
I never understand your plans, Emus.
Neither do I. It's because it's not a bomb. It's a noise-making device.
Yeah, the noise-making device that would bring the worm to the beholder, so we wouldn't have to fight it, hopefully, or the
So
beholder would kill the worm.
I would allow you to take a shot at it, but based on where it is, I don't think you have a shot lined up.
Okay.
It's right where the thing is on the floor.
I see. Okay. Alrighty. Never mind.
And with that bang, you feel underneath your ground, as if the worm may be below you, goes flowing forward. And he's going to make his way. 1 second. That's because I have the map thing. There we go. He's going to turn around and look at you guys with wide eyes and look back, and like he's looking down in anticipation in this area beneath you guys. And his eyebrows furrow at you, and he looks off to the west at the west wall. Calamity, what are you doing?
I would like to first look west.
When Emus and I saw the fake wall, did we mention that to our party? Or could we have mentioned that to our party? That it's
Yeah,
a
go
fake
ahead.
wall? Okay, so I'm going to inform everybody that there's an illusion, it's a fake wall, and that there's vines right to our west, to our left. If we want to go that way to get away from this purple worm that now appears to be underneath of us.
So up here, would I be up on the illusion?
So as you come closer, looking through, being advised of the illusion and kind of studying the area, being advised of where it is, you see the facade of the stone fade away, and it sounds like something crawling up the other side of the stone. You can hear kind of a grunt.
Like a little drow grunt?
No, but the
Or
drow
like-
was to our right. Our north.
No.
No, he's
Was-
not. He's not on that bridge.
And coming through with a very worried look on his face, coming through the vines, you guys would see what you would have been told in school, though have not seen in person, is a furbolg.
What the heck?
And he comes out and he seems to look with a great deal of concern at the drow. Like, yeah, like he has concern on his face.
There's just way too many creatures right now for me to comprehend.
Do you have pictures of what some of this stuff looks like?
Yep.
When you post the picture of the creature, can you put what it's called, if we know what it's called, with it?
Sure.
Thanks.
Also, with it being super concerned about this drow child, did it even notice me and the rest of us right on the other side?
So it doesn't appear like at the moment his vision, like he came out and his vision is like toward the open cavern, the drow, and the noise.
Okay.
Okay. 1 second. He's just concerned right now. If his vision drifts your way, he would definitely see you. Okay, so kind of like this. Oh, Gar's continue to be.
Gar's what?
Hold on, I'm doing too many things at once. And when I push the talk, it puts 0 and it puts zeros and everything like this. There you go. That is what the furbolg looks like, and pretty similar to what he looks like.
And
Hmm.
that's not the same type of creatures that are down there under the effects of the beholder?
No. Oh, that's. Let me show you what a katoa looks like.
And furthermore, because we recognize this creature to be a furbolg, do we know it to be evil or good? Because it looks good to me.
Me too. Especially if he has concern for another that's a different species or race.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, okay. I don't want to
Yeah.
tangle with that thing.
I'm not impressed with that.
What do you find impressive, Sam?
Not much.
Oh, and then mom, you don't know what a beholder looks like. This is what the beholder looks like.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's way
Yeah.
too many. Oh, he kind of looks the same.
No,
No,
this is
that's
the same thing.
two different
Oh.
versions of what the.
Like they look
That's the
alike.
beholder.
Yeah. So
Oh.
think of a floating Medusa on a boulder.
With teeth.
Yeah, with
So
teeth.
upon
And
seeing a
laser
beholder,
eyes.
you would be given like this immense feeling of dread. Beholders are the embodiment of thinking that they're superior to everything else. They think that anything that is deviation from their exact worldview, their philosophy on everything, is completely grotesque and needs to die. Like they're extremely powerful. They're highly sought after. Each one of these tentacles on their eyes is capable of doing extremely powerful magic and just at random, like it just blows up.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in the Underdark you'll discover that there's a lot of mind control stuff.
And then finally,
Nice.
you guys see flying in the cavern, the final creature you see, which I don't know if you can actually see it on your map,
Oh man.
are these little eagles.
Eagles?
E grill. Or sorry, hold on.
Nothing polite, that's for sure.
With a crazy girlfriend status.
The last ones that I posted, these like brains with tentacles and beaks, are flying, like floating around the cavern, kind of seemingly just drifting along. Don't seem to be necessarily involved in anything.
Do we
You
know what they
require
are?
more overlords.
Yeah, I
It's
want
a
out.
nightmare.
Is that what we do? We know what that beaked brain is?
The Grell.
Yeah, but do our characters know what it is? I think is
Oh,
more in
sorry.
line.
You would know that it's a aberration. And that they're found in the Far Realm, Underdark, and Shadow Dark.
I'm not very impressed with any of these big, nasty creatures. I think that we need to get out of Dodge.
We warned you. We all warned you. The Underdark is not a nice place to be. Oh, and just to elaborate more, remember, we're not like in the true Underdark yet. We're still like at the surface.
Wait,
Was that not the end of your turn, Clancy? What are you doing?
no, we started doing the picture taking and everything, so
Oh, okay, okay. So you watch as this furball comes up out of the vines, looking concerned over at the drow. What are you doing?
So I would come over here, crouch a little, ready to like grapple if need be, but looking, trying to be not menacing, like I'm not trying to pose a threat. I'm willing to communicate, open face, friendly. That's the end of my turn. Just wanted that portrayed.
Okay, Boogie.
He said, okay, he's peeing.
Hmm.
So as you come up to that corner, Clamseed, Boogie, as you guys get up to that point, you would see in the distance this massive cavern. There seems to be some kind of statue erect in the distance to the northeast. From the back end, it looks substantially tall. It's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40, 45 feet, something like that tall. And it's overlooking this almost like a bay of water with this island and this seemingly like kind of glowing altar on the rock in this underground lake. And then next to this pool of lava here, there's these series of like lava pools, but also like these odd statues over here. Agatha moves up with her hands like raised, like defensiveless. She's not having any magic prepped, and she's raising her hands defenselessly. Sweet.
I'm unmuted, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking to see what my ring here does. So I have the purple ring of to talk telepathically up to 60 feet. Is that Furbolg within 60 feet of me?
No.
Okay, so then 2, 4, 5.
Yeah, I thought he was right on the edge. Okay. Now I understand where the
6,
vines are.
7, 8. And I'm still not close to him, correct?
You are now exactly 60 feet away.
Okay, and I'm going to say to him telepathically, we come in peace.
What language, or can you read what the ring does?
Well, it just says purple ring, talk telepathically up to 60 feet.
So what language are you
And
choosing to try?
why will it not go to my... I am going to try... I know. Yes.
So there's currently actually a gap. Like you could try to like run along this and then scale the side, the sheer here, but there is a gap between here and here.
I'm going to try to say that in Elvish.
An Elven?
Please. Yeah.
So
speak
as you
Elven?
reach out and speak to him, his vision like turns and looks at you, and the concerned look is confused, and then it grows more concerned, and he snaps back to the drow, like very confused.
Did he understand me, or do I not know?
You're not unsure at this point.
I was just hoping that the drow is like a dark elf, right? So my thought process was, if he can communicate and have concern for the dark elf, then perhaps maybe he can speak Elven. That was my
But
thought
do the
process.
drow speak Elven?
I don't know. That was my only thought. I tried.
All right, Emus.
All right. Seeing everyone's attention kind of shift over towards the illusionary wall. It's right here.
Yeah.
I am going to... If I ready a racial or yeah, if I ready a racial trait, do I still have to cast it like a spell?
Give me a second. I don't know the answer.
It is technically a spell, but it's racial, so I was thinking maybe if it was like more innate that...
I was born this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it take an action?
It's a bonus action.
So if it was an action, yes, but you cannot ready bonus actions.
Right, because it's a bonus action, so I can basically do it whenever, except for as a reaction. Okay. That's actually good news. I did not know this spell was a bonus action. Things would have gone differently in the past. I am going to move 5,
If Marshall didn't
10,
take my memory, I would have known that.
15, 20,
Yeah.
25, 30, pretty much. I'm going to also walk up here. I'm going to kind of look out towards the creature. And I'm going to just raise my open palms. Okay, so I'm going to like stick my arms out in front of me, like I'm about to do the Macarena. I'm going to flip my palms upside down so they're facing up. I'm going to kind of raise them up to him like, hey, I'm open-armed, like, or kind of peacefully, kind of like, hey, just see how it reacts.
He looks over at you, and as he does, your whole body, everyone on the pillar, their body kind of shifts forward as the worm comes exploding out of the corner here, rushing towards the sound. And as soon as it comes exploding out, chaos begins to break off in the east. You hear all these katoas going yelling out, and it sounds like the sound of like energy accumulating in the distance. And the Furbolg is not making any moves of aggression at all.
Where does the worm burst out? I don't see it.
So he came out right here, and
Okay.
he's currently located here.
Okay.
And he's heading towards like
And the cave started flooding with water.
the purple worm sunk the ship, the whole world. Okay, that'd be crazy if the whole world flooded.
The real reason they're a menace.
You watch as he begins sprinting and is just running on thin air towards the Furbolg.
I want to airwalk.
Diplomacy.
Oh.
You didn't see him cast any spells either. He's just haul ass and sprinting straight forward.
So maybe an invisible bridge? I don't want to step there and find out though. Yeah, I would like to start trying to scale down, around, and over. So basically, I'll hit him, and I'll show you the route that I'm going to start trying to go. So hop down here, come along this way, scale across, try to come up through here, down onto this platform. I know that's more than one move, but that's my route that I'm planning.
Okay.
Oh, you're so much. Oh, yeah! Boogie's time to shine!
Go
Yours
Boogie.
is way better.
Go
So
Boogie.
upon hearing that, I would hold.
Okay. So as you begin making your way down, Boogie rips out the scroll and begins pumping out, which is drawing the attention of the Furbolg. And the attention of the Furbolg is drawing the Drow's attention that way. And as he's like sprinting over this open area of air, both of them are kind of like looking curiously back at this ladder coming out of the scroll.
So, I don't want to. I would do maybe like a smile and wave, trying to look friendly. Ah, Boogie, you're so cool.
All right. So that's the end of your turn. And the end of Boogie's turn, probably. Boogie, are you doing anything else with the interaction and your communication, all that stuff? And movement and stuff? Okay. As you guys are making your way over, the Furbolg's head is cocked, and you see his kind of animalistic ear twitches as he thinks. Agatha is gonna join you guys, start walking over. As she gets past Emus, she goes, "Hey, holding this blue chunk of stone. I think this came out of that worm. Are we just gonna?" She's like, and she seems to like stammering over words, and she just presents you with this large blue quart.
Large blue cord?
Quart.
Oh, quart.
Yeah, if you want to mark that down, she is going to hand it to you. It's a
Okay.
large blue quartz worth 9 GP.
Will do. I'm going to kind of take it from her, kind of inquisitively staring back. Okay, thanks.
She seems like frustrated. People make a lot of money off those things, but she also looks worried. Like she's like in her mind. I feel like you get the vibe that she's kind of struggling between wealth and danger in her brain.
Okay, throwing an eyebrows at her, I'm gonna tuck it in one of my pockets.
Bezoit.
And telepathically with my ring, I am going to center my attention to the drow and say to him in Elven, we come in peace, because I didn't know if the drow understood me, and I'm hoping that he speaks Elven. And then I would like to make my way across the bridge.
As you reach out and speak to him, he looks over and like almost like something's assaulting his brain. And for a brief second, it looks like whatever is supporting his footing gives way. But the next foot catches and he stumbles forward. And like a panic crosses his eyes.
Damn
Getting
you!
the feeling like he might have almost dropped down that on the.
And do I have enough movement speed to get across the bridge?
So you could get probably about here.
Okay.
Basically, a mental assault that almost killed him. Then we come in peace in some language he probably doesn't understand. Oh, good.
I just don't want them to see us all coming and think we're going to attack them.
Body language tells a lot.
Emus, what are you doing?
Emus is gonna follow after Agatha to cross the ladder bridge, and as he's doing so, I'm gonna kinda a strong eye on that drow. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, so if you guys are not actively planning on going and engaging in that combat, I'm going to drop combat. Are we agreeing or disagreeing?
Yeah, I'm not trying to. I would like to watch it. I'm not trying to engage in it.
Agreed.
Same.
So the worm continues to head forward, making its way that way, and you can hear in the distance. It sounds like just a whole bunch of chaos happening as, yeah, it's not there yet. But as you guys are coming up to the bridge, the drow comes up to rest next to the furbolg, and the furbolg reaches down, kneeling, and takes him and gives him a very, very tight hug, as if he was like petrified for the kid. As you guys make your way over.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Adorable.
Oh, man.
So as you guys
Oh.
begin approaching the base of, I feel like I got your character, I can fix you.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on leaving it here. Definitely.
Thanks, buddy. I don't know how I do it.
So as you guys get down to there, this bugbear, this half elf, human, dragonborn, Asimar, and gnome, and
No, I'm Asmar. I'm pure human.
well, you don't know what he knows.
That's true.
He doesn't have a mortal mind. Do you guys know anything about furbolgs? IRL?
No.
No.
Not very much. Yeah.
Okay.
They look by their picture that they have something to do with nature, though. So I would think that they would be friends with the ranger.
As you guys approach this kind of odd group of people, the shark crab thing sitting next to Emus, the furbolg has the boy next to him, almost as if like he was his son, and it like has his arm draped over him, his big old arm, and the kid's leaning into him, and they're looking down at you. And as you present that ladder, like you want to put it up, he kind of nods and then looks at you guys optimistically. And you can see this fear inside the drow eyes, like he's looking at you guys, like his eyes are scanning you up and down, just waiting for any movement, like you guys are gonna go for a dagger or something. And the furbolg is kind of very calm and assuming that you guys have the best intentions. Like he's trying to see the best in you guys.
Ooh, we're gonna make our first underdark friend. I'm so excited.
I hope.
Yay, friends!
All right, let me get the ladder as you set it up. It's so cool to me that you can put stuff in game. I don't know. All right, so you lay up the ladder. I know it's stupid.
I think it's cool.
I think
It's cool.
And as you do so, the furbolg actually reaches down with his large green hand and offers you help up.
Oh, that's cool.
And as you do, his skin is super warm and inviting. Like he just has a very warm vibe about him. And he's sitting there thinking, and then you guys hear spoken at you, Jotanaraba.
I speak Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Halfling, and Orc.
What language was that?
It was,
we
yeah, everyone like,
won't know. That's why I'm telling them up front what I speak.
yeah. What languages do you speak?
So I'll just snippet what I have and then post it.
That's a good idea. I'll do the same.
I speak Draconic, Common, Dwarfish, and Elven, and 7 words of the Underdark.
Oh shoot, I forgot to say the 34 words that I know in Underdark.
So none of you understood what he said.
Sweet.
Okay, well, as Emus climbs up.
I'm gonna put my hands up, like, I don't know. No, like a shrug.
You guys hear another large crash, and it sounds like screams as what you can surmise behind you sounds like some Katoa being swallowed by a purple worm.
Nice.
Ugh.
Emus is going to try a little bit of Elvish. Can you understand this tongue?
Hey, I don't mean to go off game, but is Gar allowed to paint?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got eyes on him. I can see him from where I'm at.
Okay.
That's why it's nice having that table there. Yeah, we went and like dropped. It was only $11 for all that supplies today. But as you say that in Elvish, sorry, back to the game. Thanks, Mom.
Sorry.
He looks at you and frowns. Not in. It doesn't seem like a frown of knowing what you're saying, but seems like more of a frown of frustrated that he doesn't understand what you said. Not frustrated, but like it's a hurdle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I understand.
And then I need you guys to share with me what words you know in Undercommon.
Are you doing that, Andrew? Him and I know the same 7.
Okay.
Could you possibly do it in
so-
7 stars?
Yeah, I actually have it pinned. I will retake that pin and save it for you, for my words.
Just go up to the pins.
I
Yeah,
mean, if you
it's-
click on it, it literally just takes you to the words
Yeah.
that I had posted back in. Yes, I chose fairly good, a little funny ones, but for the most part, some type of sentence could possibly be made from it.
So you guys hear you're able to make out the words hello and then something 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 we something something safe something food.
They're safe and they may have food, or they don't have food. Maybe they're not. They look safe. For sure safe, and they may or may not have food. I heard food.
Going over your list, I know what I would say in reply. That is a really good list.
Thank you.
Um,
I wish Jake and Michaela would have done it because we would have had 100 words total between the three of us. No, we got 100 words. They got 33 each,
Yeah.
and then I got 34. I have it written in the notes.
I'm gonna say back. Help, friend, food.
I'm gonna say drop, swimming, monsters, safe.
And then the drow seems to smirk very slightly, but his face doesn't look like one that's familiar with happiness a whole bunch. But he does have this kind of like forced smirk, and he looks up at the Furbolg and begins speaking in Undercommon, and you're able to make out the words tunnel, path, fight, and food, water, and that's it. And he looks up at the Furbolg, and the Furbolg looks worryingly in the distance. You hear what sounds like flesh being cut off and a wailing. A quick glance back, and you can see that the beholder cut off like the tail of the purple worm, and the tail's like flopping.
Oh gosh.
And the Furbolg reaches back, pushing the vines and kind of inviting you guys further within.
I also follow in.
Oh,
I also choose this guy's dead wife.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
wow.
Michael, you did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say this place feels like if I were to live underground, this is where I would want to do it.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
So as you guys come down, the distance of the battle kind of droning out now that you have a little bit of barrier between you guys. And he
Wow.
reaches out and says a single word in Underdark, but none of you are able to understand it. And he turns around and reaches his hands out and does, like, he puts his arms across each other and like rests his forearm on each forearm and like each hand touching the other's elbow as like a gesture that he kind of expects you to know as you walk in.
I would copy it and also say I am Calamity.
And he smiles and he puts his hand on his chest and he says, "Scream now." It's a very odd name.
You repeat that more time. Is Serene now?
Serene Hour. I'll write it out.
I would also copy his gesture and simply say Bezoit.
And you recognize that his name doesn't actually sound like a name, it actually sounds more like a word in Underdark. But he's presenting it as his name.
Interesting.
I am the Underdark. Emus would also copy the gesture and say, Emus.
Oh, actually, Clamsy, you would know what his name means. The third word you have, it sounds like some kind of deviation of the word safe when he introduces himself. And it almost sounds like it's the drow word for safety, is what he calls himself.
Interesting. Like a safe haven almost.
And the drow puts his hand on his chest and says, "Sell it, Tommy." Agatha introduces herself, and so does Tammy, hopping down off your back. The Furbolg, looking at you guys, looks past to his house and waves an open hand and just begins turning and walking that way with his boy following him. The boy, like the Furbolg, just straight up turn his back to you, like has no suspicion of any ill intent whatsoever. And the drow following him is like on the heels of his cloak and constantly looking back, very paranoid.
I want to pull out of my pack I'll pull out a dragon fang and kind of clear my throat and say, Srinaw, kind of like, not urgently, but kind of calling after him.
He's gonna turn around.
And I'm gonna offer up the dragon claw to him.
And he puts his hand out, and for the first time you see like a negative emotion on his face. He almost looks offended, and he like waves his hand and shakes his head no.
I think he's kind of druidy, buddy.
Okay, I'll take it back without question.
What does that mean? Druidy.
Like loves nature, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Curiouser and curiouser.
As you guys walk in, as he walks in, you hear it sounds like a pot being put onto something. You can hear something burning, like something combustible, and you can hear flames and smell a little bit of smoke coming from inside the house.
If I'm not mistaken, it's on the boat unless somebody actively grabbed it.
I did not.
I did not.
Don't you have perfect recall though, Boogie?
Ha 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 ha.
I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
You did look over the book, but we could only memorize those 7 words.
Well, I mean, even if you did like go through all of the pages with perfect recall, that doesn't mean you have it memorized, right? That just means you're able to recall it all. So it'd be like you reading the book from memory. Yeah.
He really thinks through his words before he says them.
Is anyone going into the house? You can hear the boy
Yes.
just walked into.
Yeah.
When I go into the house and I smell the food,
You might need to use
Inst-
N, by the way, to see through the walls.
instantly my belly begins to grumble.
So as you walk in, you guys see Cell pulls out this little pouch and dumps out a bunch of mushrooms that you guys saw, like the littler mushrooms that are around the base of the tree. He dumps those out for Serene, and he puts them in the pot and puts them on the stove. You watch as he pulls out this small little leather pouch and begins pouring water into the pot. And the pouch doesn't seem, as he's pouring about probably half a gallon of water in there, the pouch that doesn't even hold half a gallon doesn't seem to get empty. And he puts the top back on and slides it into his belt.
Right. I'm going to be reaching way back in my inventory, Mike, so I'm going to read it off as I have it typed down as you told me to. We're going all the way back to the grove. I'm going to reach in my bag again and produce some green moss and a bunch of blue mushrooms with red speckles on them.
Okay. Serene turns and looks, puts out his large hands to take them. And as you, I assume, dumping them into his hand.
Yeah, I just give it to him.
He smiles and his ears kind of both do a little twitch, and he turns and he reaches over to his side and you can see him pull out something out of a sheath And right on the stone of this place begins kind of just chopping up the mushroom and setting the moss off to the side. He puts the mushroom in the pot. And looking around, the place looks very, very modest. Doesn't seem to be any wealth or treasures or anything like that built up. Um, he turns around and graciously takes them, adds them to the pot, and the aroma begins to change. And the drow, you can see a little bit of saliva building at the corner of his mouth, and you hear as his stomach begins to turn. And hunger. After a couple minutes, is everyone kind of just going to patiently sit there and wait for him to cook?
Does it look like he's pretty vegetarian?
Oh, it's hard to say. He's got quite a bit of muscle on him. He stands probably more than twice the size of the drow. He's north of 8 feet tall.
As I'm sorry, were you done?
I was muted.
I was going to try and see if he had like a boiling pot so I can make us some tea with the tea leaves that I got in the jar of honey.
He has a couple varying size of pans and stuff on the side of the fireplace.
Looking around, do I see any dried meat hanging on racks or any furs or pelts of any kind?
No, but you would see suspiciously akin to the utensils that you thought were used on those things down there. You see what looks like a two-pronged little fork type deal hanging from the, if I can get this fucking, like hanging off the fireplace, like the hearth or whatever.
Right.
Which looks very similar to the tool that was used to scrape out the innards of whatever was down by that lava.
As I watch him prepare, I'm going to come over to this table here with the 2 mushrooms and the candlestick, and going through my bag, I have found a couple of items. You want me to put it in the chat, what I found?
Sure.
Okay. And then I'm going to place on the table.
After a couple of minutes, he's going to hand the wooden spoon to stir over to Sel, and he's going to turn around and take a deep breath and exhale and put his hands on his thighs, kind of considering what to do next. So he understands that he hears lava and he nods, and then he responds back to you in a language. As you say lava, he says "jiten," which is a language that you're unfamiliar with. And then when you say bowl, he nods and responds again, "Bubba." Right.
I felt like he was also trying to teach us in the language that he knows maybe most readily, so we would bridge that gap that way.
So he did. You said those. He doesn't seem to know common. He seems to know a little bit of undercommon, and he seems to be most confident in the language that he is trying to speak to you. And he's going to say a word to describe that language in Drow, but it's in undercommon. Sorry, but it's a word that you're unfamiliar with. Second. So he's gonna look at you, and he's gonna say, Gialeli in underdark to you, and point at himself. And Boogie, with your perfect recall, as your mind hears that word, and you scour, based on what you know of the language, the letters that seem to start with those consonants, make an intelligence check for me. Nice. He said giant in undercommon. And he nods and smiles, and then he says, Felele, on top of it, pointing to himself. And as your mind scours that, that means in undercommon, Fey. So he pointed him to himself and said, giant Fey.
Oh, wow. Oh, sorry.
It's
I don't
very
know that
interesting.
yet. I thought Fae were bad.
No, not inherently. There are bad Fae, but
I mean, we ran into that somewhat nice fave, the
Oh, yeah.
trickster, jokester guy. I'd have to look up his name. So yes. Having pulled the tea leaves and the jar of honey out and the cheesecloth. Never mind, I can't do the cheesecloth that has Abraham's ashes in it. So we're just gonna have tea in our water.
I mean that's how they used to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
I would gesture to Serene R and say water and imitate like a boiling look with the pot and then a drinking motion.
Has he noticed that I put
So, like,
anything on the
ask
table yet?
permission? Like, to ask permission to?
I'll ask permission / where's the water to start the process.
Seeing you try to imitate boiling, he lets out this hearty, like, and he reaches to his side and pulls out this canteen of water that he was using earlier. And looking over at the table, he smiles at you and does that similar motion where he puts his forearms together on his chest and nods at you with like crow's feet on his eyes closed, smiling.
I imitate the gesture back.
And then he says to Boogie, kind of recognizing something's up with him, he says, Dosua enda tagataho, which I need you to run another. So a couple minutes of him giving you one word at a time, and you're able to make out his Dosua endar taha taho means you look different than vision. Yes.
Oh, are you in disguise?
He had taken his disguise off when we got in the tunnels.
Correct.
Hmm. Oh, I wonder if he saw you while you were disguised.
Or he had a vision of you.
He's using as you do, he smiles pleasantly like he enjoys the show, but he shakes his head and says, Dos, and then shakes his head no, do. And you recognize he's saying you in the plural of drow, not you in the singular.